Imagine you take a walk to the market, but instead of seeing fruit or vegetables, you see a market full of single women desperately looking for a partner. This is the reality for millions of people across China right now. These are the leftover women. The term leftover women is normally applied to single women over the age of 27 who are unmarried. However, as you can imagine, this is a derogative term. Take a listen to the terminology used for both single men and women in China.
If you're a woman, single, and over 30, you are called 剩女, which means leftover woman in Mandarin. In Cantonese, you are called 羅底橙, 賣剩蔗, and 攝做辣, which means orange at the bottom of the basket, the sugar cane that didn't get sold, and the thing used for filling the gap of the stove. But if you're a man, single, and over 30, you are called 钻石王老五, which means a diamond bachelor in Mandarin. In Cantonese, you're called 笋盤, which means quality real estate.
But why is being an orange at the bottom of the basket such a problem in China? And why have people resorted to extremes in order to find a partner? Well, to find this out, we need to uncover the societal pressures and reality of life in China. In 1979, China's one-child policy came into effect. This was a drastic measure taken to control population growth. The policy ended in 2016 and was replaced with the two-child policy, which was then updated to the three-child policy, which is currently in place. But the echoes of the original policy still reverberate today, with approximately 104.7 males for every 100 females. It also must be mentioned that there is a strong preference for sons in China. You see, in China, sons are considered the golden ticket. They carry the family name forward. They're the ones traditionally seen as the wealth inheritors. And most importantly, it's believed they're the steadfast pillars who will take care of their parents in old age. It's a mindset rooted in centuries of tradition, one that continues even in our modern times. But wait a minute, there are more males than females, right? So what's the problem? Well, unlike Tinder, this is not a numbers game. There's a societal preference in China for younger brides, typically in their early 20s. Women who are still unmarried in their late 20s and beyond often face difficulty finding partners. Chinese men are not afraid to admit they prefer younger women, and many would rather choose to be single than date an older woman. The reality of matchmaking in China is dramatically changing as we speak. Many leftover women are moving to a different life. It's no secret that society in China is completely different from the West. As the war on technology between China and America continues, there's a big contrast in what the public is exposed to. For instance, TikTok. In China, they have a separate version that is known to promote science, educational, and historical content, while the US version is pushing dance videos and questionable content. So, with this in mind, it is no surprise that millions of women are choosing to pursue higher education or to focus on their careers. And the results? Well, many people are marrying much later or are even choosing not to marry. This shift challenges traditional norms where women were expected to prioritize marriage and family. But the change in priority is not only in the mind, but also in the location. It has been reported that Chinese men in rural areas find it increasingly difficult to attract a spouse. Why? Well, this is due to the massive rural-urban migration of women seeking better economic opportunities. A lot of these career women don't mind being single, but traditions and family roots remain strong. leading some parents to take matters into their own hands and attend wedding markets to advertise their unmarried daughters. On any given weekend, you'll find hundreds of anxious parents clutching marriage overviews of their children. These resumes do not just contain the usual information like age, height, and income, but also delve into details like whether the person owns a house or a car. If you are single and you own your own house or car, well, you, my friend, are a great catch. Now, this may come across as slightly strange, but what I think adds an extra cherry on top is that many of the daughters being advertised are completely unaware that their details are pinned in the park or market for all to see. This is not exclusively only daughters. Many sons are also being advertised by their parents. Just imagine for a second your younger days. There you are, a nice, happy, single Pringle. And then boom! Your mom or dad starts going around markets trying to find you a partner. These markets, however, are steeped in tradition. They also highlight the intense societal pressure to marry and the lengths to which parents will go to ensure their children are not left behind. What many people are not aware of is how big China's market is. It's a massive market with a lot of cash to be made. In fact, a lot of well-known corporations have been known to do whatever it takes to get a share of the market. For example, Apple has been known to share its customers' data with the Chinese government. Interestingly, the wedding and dating industry in China is thriving. It has an estimated revenue of over $300 million per year. This has led to some sociologists believing that the leftover women label could have been created by the matchmaking and dating industry to maximize profits, playing on the fears of parents and single women. It is difficult to predict the future, but according to an article on The Conversation, the 7 million single women aged 25 to 34 in urban China are among the largest contributors to the country's growth. Women now contribute around 41% to China's gross domestic product, the largest proportion of any country. Another article suggests that China's leftover trend will persist for years to come. Despite facing challenges such as detention, increased surveillance, house arrests, and imprisonment, women's rights activists in China continue to fight for justice and equality. If you found this video interesting, feel free to take a look at our recent video, as you will be surprised at what we found out.